Alright, that should be better. Thanks, Coop. I'm sitting here talking. I felt like I was giving some good commentary, too. I appreciate that, Coop. I, like, looked at that, too. That's really embarrassing. I was like, oh, I need to make sure I'm not muted because I changed some settings earlier. But anyways, I'm going to go back to my commentary now. What I was trying to say was you don't want your first drawing of the day to be a drawing of like that you're doing on a panel. So this is a really good way to get warmed up before you start. The other things that I was saying, if you want these references, they're for free on Mark Brunet's CubeBrush site. They're great references to use. I was saying that, Coop, you're right. They're great references to use. The other thing that I was trying to say was I am not going to be using these references in the near future, just because I'm going to start working towards more action pose references, probably like starting Thursday. So that would mean I'm probably not going to have the reference on screen as I'm drawing anymore. So I do apologize for that, because I know some of you like to kind of draw with me, but it's not really possible if I don't have, like, I'm not going to use people's work if I don't have permission, because it's not the way I roll. Even if it is for, like, you know, there's a difference between using someone's work and saying it's your own and versus like not saying it's your own and just using it to help you out. But yeah. So I like to start off with, I think I do 5 poses at a minute and a half, and then I go to 5 poses at 2 minutes, and I do 2 sets of 5 poses at 2 minutes, so we end up with 15 total poses. This has improved my artwork dramatically, I would say, over the past several months. And it's something I'll continue to do. The program that I'm using for... Oh, nice. I'm glad you finished Trigun. What'd you think of the end and everything? The program that I'm using is also on the CubeBrush site, if you're curious. It's, this is not for free, though, and that's the program you see in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. That program is, I think it's $5 unless it's gone up. I highly recommend it, though, because it allows you to gather references in a folder, and you use the references from a folder to be displayed as you're going. So you get to choose which gestures you want to work on, which I think is really helpful. This arm's too short. Alright, this should be the last one at a minute and a half, I believe. Yeah, the last fight was more of a, in Trigun, was more of a, like a debate between different ideologies, right? And it was supposed to be more so that than I think a fight, because Trigun's extremely like philosophical, actually, if you like look into it deeply. When you're doing your gestures, by the way, and I can't remember if I mentioned this today, but I try to mention it in every one of my streams. You don't want to go for perfected poses and stuff like that. What you want to go for is making sure you're getting the gist of the pose, right? Some people like to say, like, you should be exaggerating poses and stuff like that, which is what you want to do, but, yeah, you want to make sure you're getting the overall feeling of the pose as you're going. Which fight are you talking about? Are you talking about the fight between him and, dang it, I can't remember what the guy's name is. There was one fight in there that was really, really good. The guy, I actually did a video on that fight, and how well done it was. I can't remember that dude's name. It was one of Knives' like henchmen, though. Alright, so now I'm gonna go into slightly longer poses. With the objective of getting it a little bit more anatomically correct. Again, not going for perfection though, just trying to get some stuff in there. Legato, yes. Yep. That was a great fight. Another fight of ideology, right? Except for it felt like that one was more of a, I don't know, it was more difficult for Vash, it felt. Like, by the time he went to fight Knives, he had made peace with himself, right? Hey, Fire Spy Ghost, what's up? Hope that you're doing well. Hope you've had a great week so far. I was honestly wanting that one to happen so badly. Yeah, it really was it was well done. Coop, did you have I don't know if I asked you this already, but hope you had a good day. Nah, you're not late. Hey, you know, it's always better late than never anyways, right? And I appreciate you dropping in at all. take my hoodie off. Alright, so we got the good one. Another good one. Anyway, without school and my extremes are good days. Yeah, sounds good to me. You must be having like a Thanksgiving break coming up soon, right? Alrighty. So when you have extra time, like I just did, you can go back and fix some of the things that aren't quite right. Like, for instance, I didn't pull that arm back quite enough. Alrighty. Oh, good news too, everybody. We're only about 300 hours away from being monetized, which is just crazy. So, maybe the week after Thanksgiving, I might do a week of streams to see if it can help push us over the edge. This is slightly wrong. Is it? No, I think that was right, actually. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Sorry, I will get to that comment in just a second, Coop. I'm just going to pull that leg out just a bit. So with some of these poses, like you'll see, I don't finish the arm and stuff like that. The arms, I mean. Actually, let me pause so I can get to the comments. Sorry. And that's because the legs to me are, more important to get right. I'll be watching forever and ever. I appreciate that, Coop. I really do. Learning how to draw a running pose. It's hard, but fun. Funny or fun, whichever. Yeah, running poses are difficult. I have one on here. Maybe I'll pull it up and work on it a little bit so you can maybe follow along. If it doesn't pop up. The kind of key to getting good at poses is kind of doing what I'm doing. You just do a billion of them and time yourself like I'm doing with like gestures and stuff, because it's really like poses and starting to understand them. It really is about like the mileage that you put in, because you're not going to get them right in the first few times that you do them anyways. So there's no real use in sitting there and trying to get it perfectly done when you're practicing. When you're working on a comic or a finished piece, then of course. But when you're just practicing, it's just there's not really a point in trying to do it perfectly every time, because it's not going to be perfect. So you should not rush through it, but do it at a pace where it's slightly uncomfortable. This pose always gets me. It's a difficult one. Super dynamic, but really fun. Alright. But yeah, if you pick out like 10 running poses and practice them, each of them like for, I don't know, like 3 minutes every day for a week and a half, 2 weeks, oh, you'll start to see. You'll start getting it. I'm learning it because I want to make some animation so I can understand about keyframe and anatomy more. Yeah, and the thing that's, like, at least that I've gathered about animation is, while you want to have, like, really good anatomy and skills in that realm, really it's about doing stuff like I'm doing here. Like, you need to be able to push out poses pretty quickly, even if they're not 100% accurate. And then you kind of morph them from there. You'll get better at it as you start to go as well. I'm gonna change this really fast. Use. Pull this back up. I'm gonna do quite a few poses from imagination as well today, just because I haven't gotten that practice in recently. So you'll see that. Alright. Also, take what I just said about animation with a grain of salt, because I haven't had the pleasure of doing any animation, but that's, at least from what I've seen, that's kind of what I can gather from what people do while they're animating. It's like 90, like, it looks like it's about like 80, like 75 to 80% gesture, and then it's like the rest of it is just the anatomy to try to fine tune, but it's mostly gesture, because the other part is, especially moving poses, the characters are going to be moving so quickly and frames are going to be going by so quickly that the anatomy, it won't matter as much if it's perfect, right? It just needs to be at least somewhat correct. You need to be able to look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's a person. But again, that's just from observation of what I've seen, not necessarily anything in particular there. Kind of just guessing. Alright, so I only have a few more of these left, and then we'll start to go from imagination, and then I'll do a request. hopefully I can get this one done kind of quickly because I need to turn that heater down. It is smoking hot in here. Oops. Don't know what that line was. Alright, let me go turn this heater down real fast. A love stream. Maybe, maybe. Whew. Maybe that'll get it to calm down just a little bit. Whew. It's over here getting sweaty. Okay, sitting pose is difficult, but we can get it done. I still practice about anatomy and posing because I'm still not correct. I still draw a head too big. It doesn't look right. Well, at least you're noticing it, right? You know, I draw my heads too small a lot of the times, and I also draw my legs too long. Part of that, though, is slight choice. Like, my style is going to end up being that. I'll probably change the head issue because, like, you want to have a slightly bigger head for comic, anime, stuff like that, because you want to be able to have, like, really, I don't know, like, you want the emotions of the characters to, like, really pop, and that can't happen if your head's too small. So that's something I'll end up changing. But the legs, I don't mind the leg stuff. I do not mind the legs being, a little bit longer. Alrighty. Sorry, I will get to your comment in just a second, right after I get through this. I think it's just the last pose. Actually, same too. Sometime my brain switch upside down. That's funny. Alrighty. I think that's the last one. I think. I've been known to be wrong, though. Yep, okay. Woo! Alright, so... Oh, let's look at the spoils of war. So this is what we got in for today. Pretty good batch. This is probably the worst one right here just because I didn't finish the arms, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with these. Alright, so I am going to do I'm going to do a few from imagination on a different sheet, and then after that I will take 1 to 2 requests. The requests are like busts, so chest up of a anime manga character that you would like to see me draw. Yep, so we'll do that for today. I think what I'll do is I did promise a second stream for hitting 1K. That stream I will do probably after Thanksgiving, so after the week of the 24th. So probably like the 1st of December or the 29th, one of those 2 days. I'll do the stream where I do a character design. Alright, let's think here. I wonder if I could do that. Let me try a pose that I just thought about. Let me think here. Yep, so let's do the rib cage here. This shoulder will be up. Shoulder will be down. Rib cage will be here. Here and here. And then I'm gonna have this spin off this way, and then the hips. I'm gonna actually take this. So I'm trying to do, this is one that I'm just doing just totally out of my head. I'm not really thinking about a particular reference here that I've done before. So it could go horribly wrong. We'll see. And then let's do here and here as well. Let's get the hips. I want the leg. I'm trying to think of how I want his body. I think I want this to be bent this way, and I want his hips to be kind of bent this way, out like this, and then his head, I actually want it twisted like this. Alright, so I am getting that in. So this knee will be foreshortened towards us. Knee will be here. And then the bottom half of this leg is going to actually go away from us. So it's going this way in space, which would mean the foot, the heel of the foot's going to be kind of back. And we're going to get something like that. Alright, and then I'm going to take this. One thing I think I'm going to do really fast is pull this all up a bit. I could probably afford to scale this up a bit. Alright. Okay, I see a problem. So we shall fix the problem. I want to tilt. Do I want to tilt it this way? No. Yeah, we'll tilt his hips this way. get this in, and then his other leg can come towards us a bit. No? Let's see here. Problem solving. Alright, so his center of gravity is here, so if this foot's here, his other foot needs to be like right in there. So this leg can probably come to here, and how have I managed to keep going in art with ADHD? A piece of it, to be honest with you, is I made sure I went and got myself kind of checked out. So I went to a therapist for a bit, and I got prescribed medication, which helps out quite a bit. If you have ADHD and it's a significant like form of ADHD that really inhibits your willingness to do specific things that you enjoy doing. Like for me, it was getting increasingly hard for me to do art and consistently enjoy it. Then that's when you know like it's something that you probably need some form of medication for. So that's what I did. That's been helping me out. Another thing is if you want like actual things that you can do, keep yourself a book, like a schedule book, because if you have something physical that you can look at and write down what your goals are and stuff like that, and just doing small goals too, but having that physical thing where you can see all those goals will really help you be able to like actually trek through it all, instead of feeling overwhelmed by a whole bunch of different stuff. And then also you want to have smaller goals, right? So your goal shouldn't be I'm gonna wake up today and I'm gonna do 3 pages of a manga. Your goal should be I'm gonna wake up today and I'm gonna try to do just start drawing, right? I just want to draw a little bit, and those kinds of things will help you work, help you actually get stuff done. Because that's like the biggest thing for me. It also depends on what kind of ADHD you have. Like if you have ADHD with combined presentation where you're inattentive and hyperactive versus ADHD with just, you could just be hyperactive or you could be inattentive, right? Just depends. A whiteboard is super helpful. Yes, it is. Yeah, very small. Don't want to overburden yourself. And I think that's actually not just helpful for people with ADHD, but I would say just people in general. Like, his knee would probably be more like right in here, actually, at this angle. Alright, and then I want to and also like making art a habit is really, really important. Like, at this point, I've gone so many days straight of drawing that if I don't draw for that day, I feel like something is wrong. Like, I feel like I don't know how to explain it, but it feels wrong. It's almost like, uh, it's almost like not brushing your teeth. Like, for me at this point, like before bed or something, right? Like, it just feels like, ugh. Yeah, I feel icky. Um, and I will admit, though, a piece of it that has made that easier for me is the fact that I'm at a level where I can pretty much draw whatever I want to draw as long as I have a reference, without too much struggle. But so I do recognize that's different for everybody too, because if just picking up a pencil can be frustrating for you, then of course, like, all the other stuff is it's going to feel like work all the time, and that's difficult when it feels like work all the time. This came out pretty decent. I mean, I would go and get a reference and check all this, but would you use meds as a stepping stone to building habits and then eventually? I mean, so the good thing about ADHD medication for the most part is it's a stimulant. So like you can take them as needed. So some days I don't even take my medication. But the thing too, and I'm also a therapist, so like this is kind of going to be me getting on my soapbox a little bit, so I apologize. But the thing that's important about medication is that if you're prescribed medication because you have ADHD or you have depressive symptoms or something like that, it shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. Like you have something that is in. Whoa, my camera just went off, I think. Oh, there it goes. It's back. But you have something that you have a need, right? Like it's no different than taking medicine for diabetes, right? There's a need, and you just have to take medicine. So I don't feel bad, or I don't feel like I'm like cheating for taking my medication. It's putting me at the same place that other people feel on a constant basis. It's not giving me an edge over other people by cheating, by putting in chemicals. It's not the way that works. But if you want to do it like the way you said it, though, perfect, right? You use the medication in the way that best suits you and fits you, right? For some people, it's I use it until I don't need it anymore, but you could if supplements would work for you. I didn't get diagnosed with ADHD until I was an adult. Actually, until like the past like winter. And when I got diagnosed, I haven't been on medication long, to be honest with you. So I decided to wait as long as I could to see if I could do other things to help me without having to do medication. And then I just got to a point where I was just like, you know what, it's not working. Like, there was other parts of my life too that were impacting me. I wasn't as attentive to my fiance as I wanted to be. And that, it wasn't because I wasn't trying, and it's not because I'm a bad person, right? It's just because I have ADHD. I have some chemicals that are missing, that aren't being pumped through like they should be. So I decided I wanted to take medication so that I could be a better fiance for my fiance, and a better person in general, and be more attentive. So yeah. Diagnosed at 11. Nice. I mean, not nice, but it's it's good when you get diagnosed early. Typically, you can get help for it. So hopefully that was your experience. Obviously, it's not the experience of everyone. But if you want to know what I was doing before I started my medication, it was the stuff that I talked about before. Like I was trying to drink like tea and stuff, so like stimulants, caffeine. I don't drink coffee, just to help me get through. That was working to some extent. But again, it just wasn't quite enough. So that came out much better than I thought it would. So I'm happy with that. Is it perfect? No. Could I use a reference to clean it up? Yes, but do I want the arm there, or do I want this arm coming out the back? So, yeah, this is fine. All right, let's move on to the next one. This time I'm going to do one from memory. So we'll do... I always go to this pose, but I just really like it. I think it's a very dynamic looking pose. And I haven't drawn it in quite some time. So it actually might pose a bit of a challenge. You could try meditation, 5 minutes a day. Yeah, I mean, I have tried meditation. Sometimes it works for me pretty well, and sometimes not. Just depends. His shoulder is here and over here. You know, and for some people, like ADHD and all these different mental health considerations are different for everybody, right? There's not like one way in which it'll work for everyone. So for me, like me finding the proper medication, going through therapy, and plotting out my day and planning out my day better was helpful for me. For some people, that's not going to be helpful, right? For some people, meditation and things like that are really helpful, and for others, it's really not. This is interesting because it's been a little bit since I've done this pose. So, feet are here. Alright, and then this foot is here. Here. But I appreciate you being vulnerable on my channel and talking about it. Really do appreciate that, because I feel like mental health is something that people don't like to talk about. Like, it feels like taboo, but I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, it should be something that is talked about, is because everybody has different struggles, right? What's this guy's name? So the reference that I'm thinking about, if anybody's a really huge One Punch Man fan, and has like maybe read the manga, there's this reference is from One Punch Man. I think it's Goro. Is that how you say his name? But I actually haven't seen season 2, so I'm not privy to all the names. But it's him sitting on top of a I don't even know what it is, like a building or something like that. And he's like kind of looking down on people. So it's a very cool pose. I did an okay job. There's something wrong in this area. Or you know what? I think it could be this, actually. Let me back this up just a bit, and I'm gonna take this part of his body, leave the foot where it is, and I'm gonna pull this part of his body. Oops. I'm gonna pull this part of his body back just a little bit. There we go. I think that might have cured my issue. So, for those of you who are popping in and out, sorry there's no reference for this, but this is me going from imagination, which is why there's no reference. So, if you want to know what the contour lines of this are, like what I'm thinking as I'm drawing this, so I'm imagining this leg coming towards me. This leg is kind of coming towards us, but also away. And then this part's going away from us. This arm here is... So the shoulder itself has gone towards us. So it's kind of gone this way. The arm, though, at this plane is going to maybe be slightly coming towards us until it gets to about here, and then it's going to curve downwards a bit because of where the horizon line is. This arm is coming towards us. These are bad contour lines. Sorry, everybody. And this part of the arm is also coming towards us a bit. So that's kind of what I'm imagining here. So this is almost flat, slight up, and then it's going to start to curve downwards. Yeah. Something like that. Alrighty. Another pose. I'm gonna actually try the punching pose that y'all saw on the thumbnail. I think I put it on the thumbnail today. I have not practiced this pose often, so this could go really poorly. Saw your video about Mark Brunet. Your passion is very inspiring for me. I also wish to become a professional illustrator. Nice. Yeah, I am very passionate about this. I would like to get to a professional level at some point. I'm getting there. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with my art. But yeah, I appreciate you hopping on the stream and telling me that. It means a lot to me. And hopefully my other videos are helpful for you as you go along that path as well. What's up, Mike? I am doing well. Thank you so much. I hope that you're doing well too. No. Is this... No. Yeah. Is the body facing us or going away from us? Oh, it has to be going away because this arm is... And then the hips, I think, are slightly... So this is this way. So things to think about when you're doing stuff from imagination is... Yeah, no problem, Mike. Appreciate you joining today. I hope you had a great day. So you want to counterbalance the body when you're doing stuff from imagination to help promote dynamism, and what you also want to do is think about where things are like directed. So I'm imagining that the chest is going this way. So I want, and the head is kind of coming towards us a bit this way. So now I want the hips to maybe be coming almost directly towards us. So it's slightly this way, but thanks, busy workday. Good to have a few of those sometimes. Yeah, I can't stand being bored at work. It's like, what am I doing here? Oops. What do you do, Mike? If you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I know that's possibly a personal question, so sorry. I'm just curious. I think that the... Oh man, I'm having a lot of trouble imagining this pose. Ah, boy. Okay. I think that... Okay, I do think that the hips are kind of facing us a bit. I need to face them down. This is one thing I do struggle with in the method that I use to draw the hips is how to get them to point downwards. IT consulting. Oh, cool. That's really cool. One of my best friends does that as well. Actually saw him for the first time in like a year. Just over the weekend, I went to a wedding. And he was there. Oh, software engineer. Oh, okay. No, I don't think he was doing that. I think he was just doing like general IT stuff for like a company or something. Yeah, I'm not really imagining this pose correctly. I can't even think about where the... I think this leg actually comes out like that, and then this one kind of comes towards us. Nice. Glad to hear that. Oh boy, I'm gonna make myself struggle through this, so I'm sorry, just be patient with me for a second. I don't think I'm too far off. I think that this arm comes down here and then pops up maybe. I think his hand is like up like this, so I think it's here and then like here, and then this, there's something off here. This leg is also way too short, I think. That feels a little better, at least with the style that I typically use. Alright, so I think we go here, and then this leg... Not really sure what I just did. I think this leg comes here, knee, something like that. I think the head, I could probably lean just a bit, and then we get shoulder, upper arm coming this way, and then I'm going to get the bicep coming in. And then the fist here. At this angle, you would get that, and the thing that I don't like is this. This ended up becoming super, like, static. Which is not what you want. Here, let me maybe... When did you start taking art seriously? I, like, the time period that I decided I wanted to become a professional, probably about 3 years ago, I decided, like, I want to try to be a professional concept artist someday. Yeah, I started drawing more seriously, to try to create a manga that I was hoping could get published. I probably started that about 4 years ago, I would say. But, like, yeah, my abilities, like, my ability to draw stuff, to the level that I'm at now, it's probably been a bit of a push just within the last year, I would say. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with this. I think I want to redraw the legs. And I want to make them go here, so that we get a little bit more of a, like, a twist in the hips. Let me think, though. If he's throwing a punch and he's punched, his hips are going to be... Yeah. Is that accurate? Let me think here. Where's a model? Sorry, I need to just look at this really fast because my brain is freezing. So, if somebody throws a punch, their hips... Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Okay. So we'll... we'll take this leg and push it kind of forward. And we'll take this leg and pull it back. One thing that I'll have to work on is I've been working off of reference of women for so long, that I'm going to have to retrain myself to draw men figures. That's one thing I have noticed. And, I mean, the quick fix to that is make the hips more boxy, and then make your muscles a little bit more rigid. Quick fix. Yeah. This one's not too feminine. Again, another quick fix for this guy would just be for me to use really rigid anatomy here. And that would solve the problem for him. So this one I'm not too worried about, and even like the shoulders and stuff, it's just really like rigid musculature. This actually, let's see here if his arm is like this. Yeah. Sorry, I had it right. Oh, you mean just my gestures in general? Yeah, all the gesture poses that I use are from Mark Brunet's stuff, and he does a lot of women because women get more clicks on YouTube when making thumbnails. Forta Key said, "Do you prefer drawing women? I can't decide yet. I'm still drawing boxes and basic anatomy." I like drawing both. There's something like women's bodies are, in my opinion, just more aesthetically pleasing. To draw and to look at, but there is a lot of like when you get muscles like really right. Oh man, there's just like something that's so like fun. It's almost like putting a puzzle together, but it's just like so satisfying to also be able to get the muscles, like a really muscular body, like put together well, in my opinion. So I don't have a preference really. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. I've learned to love both. If you want to be an artist that does comics or a professional at some point, you'll have to learn how to draw both accurately. And it's really, there's not really that much difference. The muscles are all the same. The big difference that you'll get is, sorry, I just want to correct this really fast. The big difference that you'll get is, so women have pretty thin shoulders and their hips are wider. So you'll get something like this. This is where their shoulders will be. And then their hips will almost be like right underneath of that. And it's also, the distance from here to here is also shorter for women. So you'll get something like...
Hi.
Hello?
Our ceiling's leaking.
Our ceiling's leaking?
Yeah, there's water
oh,
in the
jeez.
ceiling.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to go. House emergency. Sorry for the abrupt. Goodbye. Peace. I'll see you on...